watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Meghna Dekha. Well, महंगाई बढ़ रही है, पैसा खत्म हो रहा है, कोई तो राहत दो. Well, viewers, if you are amongst those whose wallets simply keep getting lighter year after year, this special segment is for you because there's a possibility that this Diwali is going to come in early for you with a Diwali bonanza. Well, the GST Council is meeting today and tomorrow in Delhi. On the agenda is relief for the Aam Aadmi. That's right. Ab ki baar, it will be for the middle class. At least that's what we are picking up. The Diwali dhamaka has been promised. The Prime Minister himself had said this, remember, from the Red Fort on Independence Day. But the GST Council may deliver the good news even before Navratri. So brace yourself in a good way, of course. Well, at present, there are products which are spread across 4 GST slabs, 4 GST tax slabs. Going forward, this process is going to be simplified and from 4 GST tax slabs, it's going to come down to a dual tax slab. So what we had and what's going to go, let's explain to you. For example, earlier it used to be a 5% tax slab. That stays. 18% tax slab will also stay. However, what is going to go is the 12% and the 28%. So out of the 4, only these 2 tax slabs are going to be retained and the higher 28% will also be going. This is going to mean that there are going to be simplified tax slabs as well. But also what's going to be interesting is this. The fact that there is going to be, as per the proposed GST slabs, the standard slab is going to be 5%, the merit slab is going to be the 12%, but you also have something called the sin tax. Now that sin tax, we're going to explain what the sin tax really mean, is going to be as high as 40%, penalized for items of sin, if you may call it that. Now, what this basically means is that all the products and items will now be categorized into 2 slabs or 3 slabs instead of 4 slabs. And to ensure that public saves more and spends more, a majority of the products from the soon-to-be defunct 12% and 28% are now going to be shifted to a lower slab. Now, that means that an item that earlier attracted 28% GST will now be taxed at 18% GST, making it cheaper for you. So what's going to get cheaper? What's going to get more expensive? Let's break it down for you. When you have small cars under 1200 cc, 28% presently that you are paying GST tax on, now that's likely to reduce to 18%. So the prices of small cars are going to be coming down and that dream car of yours is now a possibility. When it comes to motorcycles, the ones under 350 cc, not the luxury motorcycles, but these ones from 28% it goes down to 18%, it gets cheaper as well. Then you have the third one, which is hotel stays. When you go on a vacation, your vacations are likely to get cheaper because instead of the 12% that you are paying currently, you're likely to only pay 5% right now. That is the proposed one. So your hotel stays are going to get cheaper. So will your movie tickets. Because presently, when you buy a movie ticket, you have to give 12% GST on it. The proposed is that it comes down to 5%. So enjoy that movie in the cinema hall every weekend with your family. It's just gonna get cheaper. Air conditioners, that's also very significant. From 28%, that was like a luxury tax you had to pay for it. It comes down by 10% to 18%, so it makes it cheaper. Of course, large screen TVs, they too are going to get cheaper because it is likely to move from 28% GST bracket to an 18% GST bracket. Refrigerators, they too are going to get cheaper. 28% goes down to 18%. Toothpaste, also presently 18%. The proposed is a 12%, so it's likely to come down. Shampoo, oil, soaps, everything which currently is at 12% is likely to come down to 5%. Other essentials such as butter, cheese, paneer, that too is going to get cheaper. From 12% it moves to a 5%. But the game changer is going to be the decision on products which are linked to medicine and hospitality industry. For example, the public has complained about paying 18% GST from insurance. Well, no more, because now insurance, life insurance premium, which earlier you were paying 18% for, is likely to have 0. That's right, no GST is the proposal. That means you're not paying additional tax on your life insurance. You'll not even pay any additional GST on health insurance premiums either, which goes down 18% less that you are going to be saving now, 18% less than what you have been paying so far. However, it's not all as rosy as one would sound, because to compensate for slashing the GST on most of these household daily use products, the council is likely to push for certain items into the sin tax category, which means that a massive 40% GST tax, which we do not have so far, that has been introduced. That new category has been introduced, and let's be honest, some of these are going to be a bit of a pinch. For example, you of course have, well, there you have it, cigarettes, which go from 28% all the way to 40%. Alcohol goes from 28% again to 40%. Apparels also, which are expensive apparels, not just any apparels, above 2,500 rupees, from 12% goes up to 18%. Four-wheelers, EVs, presently at 5%, it's likely to go up to 18% as well. So there you have it, a quick look at everything that's getting more and more expensive. Luxury EVs, the ones which are above 40 lakh rupees are going to face 40%. Now, creating a sin tax has, of course, alone not going to fully compensate for shifting most of the items into a lower GST slab. There has to be a way to generate revenue. So the shortfall will have to be borne by the center and the states. And that has already sparked off a stir. Let's tell you why. Because the projected revenue loss when you cut down your GST is to the tune of 50,000 to 55,000 crore rupees. That's the projected revenue loss that you have. There you have it, the number on your screens, which is going to be something which has already irked the opposition states. Now, the opposition states have demanded that there should be compensation for the revenue loss that they are going to be facing due to this. So this is the crucial bit that we must remember. So let's take this across to our panelists to better understand what is going to be expected. In fact, very shortly, we are going to be joined by Dr. P.K. Basu, who is the independent economist of Drupad Patel, CA and financial expert. We are also joined by Mr. P.K. Basu. In fact, Mr. P.K. Basu, I'm going to come across to you first because they are saying that up ki bar, it is going to be, well, I believe we don't have Mr. P.K. Basu right now. Let me go across to our other panelists also who's joining us on the show. We have Drupad Patel who's joining us. He's a CA and he can explain perhaps some of these slabs better to us. Would this kind of a reject warrant a reject in the investors' portfolios as well, Mr. Patel? Because experts have said that they are going to be now bullish on consumption stocks, especially when it comes to the FMCG, when it comes to